Hey cats, it's Bud here. You may remember last year I compiled together a list of some of my top 5k race shoes. Well, today I've got a new list for you for 2021. Here are my top 5 5k race shoes for you. Let's get to it. Thanks for joining us here at Eddbud Running Shoe Reviews. Always appreciated. You guys know that I'm running a 5k segment of the Asics World Ekiden with some of my shoe tuber buddies. So it's got me thinking about what shoe to wear for the 5k. I'm not got any real pain in the shoulder anymore, so I'm not massively worried about all-out cushion. I can probably get away with saying that's a bit more responsive. Over the course of the year, my opinions have softened a little bit, no pun intended, on the use of some more super shoe-like offerings for the 5k distance. As such, today I'm going to revisit my top 5 5k race shoes for you. If you haven't done so already, guys, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications when we launch those new videos for you. And it helps the channel out a huge amount if you give this video a thumbs up like, but also share this video with your running buddies. Merci beaucoup. So I still feel that the Adizero Takumi Sen 7 has got something to offer over the 5k distance. I ran some blisteringly fast efforts on the track using the Takumi Sen 7 a little earlier this year. Super responsive and mega light, this one. It's only 209 grams in my UK 11.5, 7.4 ounces, so the lightest shoe in today's video. A tighter, narrow fit here in the upper on the Takumi Sen 7. The Cellar Mesh Beauty has to have a spot in the top 5. The grip alone makes this a contender for inclusion in this list, but as stated in my previous reviews of the shoe, this isn't one for everybody. I know a few people picked them up and they just couldn't get on with it. It's just far too minimal. The ride is firm and it's pretty tough, using only original light strike and a slither of boost in the forefoot. One for the purists here that really like the original race flat feel, though do indulge in this one ASAP as it will soon be gone. It seems as if it could be the last of its lineage, with new models seemingly towering over it in midsole stack. The Takumi Sen 7 is the first of my 5k favourites. Up next is a shoe that some people actually don't believe exists. It's so hard to get hold of that people get upset merely by the mention of its name. We're talking the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite. I think this one's got to be an option now for the 5k, purely because it's one of the lightest shoes I've got in my collection right now. But it has an abundance of cushion too. Stable enough, certainly, and minimal as well in the upper, and the grip underfoot is more on point than some of Kevin Durant's recent efforts for the Brooklyn Nets. It is a bit more pricey than the Takumi Sen 7, not by a huge margin. You can pick this one up around about 180 if you're lucky. You can actually find a pair. I think it's a really good option for pretty much all of the common distances that you might want to run. But for 5k, why not? The Deviate Nitro Elite's always given me sort of Vaporfly 4% vibes whenever I've put it on, but in a more resilient package. We all know what happened to the Vaporfly 4%. It just sort of disintegrated before your very eyes. Not with this one. 50 miles and it's holding up really well. Zero damage and very little compression at all in the midsole. I think for 5k, lightness certainly does make a bit of a difference, and the Puma Deviate Elite Nitro is a package that is hard to overlook here. A cheaper option for you next. Do like your shoes with a slightly lower profile, not so present on foot perhaps, a wider but still containing toe box, and a snappy and responsive feel in the midsole without being too compressive. The Rival Fly 3 from Nike could tick some of the boxes for you. Cushlon foam here and an added air zoom unit in the forefoot make this one of my surprise inclusions for 5k racing. Certainly a more refined package here in the Rival Fly 3 than the Pegasus 38. Bit weighty, that one, for some people. It's only been going in the wrong direction for weight in terms of the Pegasus line over the last few years, and vastly less padded than the plush and very cozy sofa-like Vomero 16. It's not to say I don't like the Vomero 16, but horses for courses and all that. I think it's making the Rival Fly 3 a bit of an overlooked option. I don't think it's actually been released everywhere yet. An absolute beast underfoot as well. It's what you want with a 5k shoe, right? Some rugged rubber protrusions here, like the talons of an eagle on the unsuspecting prey of the road. A more value-like offering here from the Rival Fly 3 that will no doubt appeal to the penny pinchers and earth credit conservers of the running community. Go forth and fly. The fourth option today is the succulent sensation of the Red Baron. the Asics Metaspeed Sky. I've included this one today, guys, because it's just so darn light. Only the Takumi Sen 7 and the Puma DV8 Nitro Elite come in a bit lighter than this one. I found the Metaspeed Sky a bit more stable across the board than some of the other super shoes that I've tried out this year. They felt a little bit too compressive almost, like I was just sinking into the foam, like quicksand. This one's a bit more like a highly inflated football, and I really love the race fit upper and those waxy laces. I think the minimal nature of the upper here strikes a chord with me, and I think you could probably utilise it across all the distances as well, so that's a good thing though, because it's a very pricey shoe. Certainly proved very capable when I've taken it out for some 1K repeats recently, getting back up to fitness. And the grip on the outsole is seemingly quite shallow, but amongst the best of the bunch that I've tried out this year. How does it work? As I mentioned in my review, the only real downside of the Metaspeed Sky is the price, which is considerable. I mean, it's right up there with the Vaporfly Next Percent 2, isn't it? But it makes for a very versatile option. You can dig it out for pretty much any race distance. Maybe not an ultra, but you know what I'm getting at. For 5K though, I think it could be a really super option, and a propulsive one too. Last but not least, my wild card entry, the Adidas SL20. Not the .2, this is the original. These still pop up even on the Adidas website for around about 60 Earth credits, which I think is a real steal. A really great value race option for 5K. Not hugely weighty, but you could still use it as a daily trainer as well if you wanted to. It's certainly a touch more forgiving than the Takumi Sen 7 here. Got light strike material, but it just feels a little bit more spongy here. I really liked the Continental rubber outsole on the SL20 when I utilised it last year. It was always a firm favourite of mine for a quick 5K or 3.1 mile blast. I think the only downfall of it really, it didn't really work for me over longer distances, just doesn't quite have the range of some of the other shoes in today's video, but still a contender for the old 5K. I think the SL20 is a bit more of a stripped back version of the Adidas 6, so if you like that shoe, I think you'd probably like this one too. Very similar sort of setup and feel, but just lower in terms of midsole stack. A top-notch racer this one, but I would go at least half a size up. Some weird sizing on it, just comes up a little short. So that's my wildcard entry for top 5K race shoe of 2021, even though it actually came out in 2020. What are your top 5 5K race shoes, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. Today's musical interlude comes from the fantastic hip-hop artist Aesop Rock. I've gone back to 2016 with today's album, which is called The Impossible Kid. I really like the track Lot of Years with its gnarly beats, sort of crunchy almost, like a bowl of cereal with just the right amount of milk. Top level production across the whole album here. It's so refreshing to hear some new ideas. You got some jazz elements in there, and the beats are second to none across every tune. Really like the track Supercell. Some of the lyrics are just absolutely brilliant. One of the greatest hip-hop wordsmiths I've heard in a long time. On the track Rings, the drums just flow beautifully. Wonderful production, guys. Do go and check this one out if you haven't heard of the artist before. Aesop Rock with his album from 2016, The Impossible Kid. Explicit lyrics here though, so just to warn you. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of today's video, guys. I'm going to get a bit of rest in now, ready for my 5K effort for the Asics World Ekiden tomorrow. If you haven't done so already, please help the channel out by hitting that subscribe button and also clicking the bell below for notifications when I launch those new videos for you. And it really helps us out too if you give this video a thumbs up like, but also share this video with your running buddies. My name's Eddbud, and I'll be seeing you. Oh, it's almost there.